Hello, everyone, and welcome to QuickShot June edition. With me, of course, is SuperBadJuju, who I kind of muddled over last game. So say hi, do some talking.
What's going on, man? I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on here.
Not a problem, as we are joined by your feline friend in celebration of who we're having play this match, which is going to be...
Oh, it's nDurance, but you're going to see him here as Cat Intelligence Agency there. I usually run in some sort of cat-themed name, and I think my cat heard nDurance was playing and came out to show some support.
It's the only way to do it, is just to have your good old buddy, the cat, come in and join you and cheer on their cat overlord master. So... we are going in right now. For those who don't know who's on the teams, you can see their names appearing on the screen on the side banners right there. We have nDurance Gaming going up against Horse Toast in the Week 1 qualifiers of QuickShot for June. And we have Conjugates Fresh, 2 Balance, and Veracor versus the Monster Player, which is nDurance. Ignore the Cat Intelligence Agency. That's his little pub name. He changes it all the time. And if you haven't seen the video, then you should probably go check out some of their YouTubes. Like Grizzle Marine, for instance, puts up some of the funny stuff. So check him out on YouTube at Grizzle Marine YouTube. I don't even know. I don't think he has a custom URL, actually. But, yes, there's that. You can also check out SuperBadJuju, because he's with me today, and he's awesome.
Aww.
I know.
You know how to make a man blush, Seeds.
I know. So we are going in right now, which means it's time to hide the monster's position, as he was 400, 500, 600 meters away from the hunters as they were on the dropship, because they had to get onto the map. But alas, we are here now, and it is time for us to land on MedLab for match number 1.
And surprise, surprise, looks like nDurance playing what we expected.
Yep, he did go with Goliath for the first match, which means we're going to be seeing a Parnell, Sunny, Val, and Griffin going in the first match of the game. So it is going to be a very aggressive chase composition, so they are requiring lockdown early. If they don't get the lockdown early, the purpose of the composition is pretty much void at this point. So we'll have to see what they do. They are looking and trying to isolate the eastern side as they are cloaking. I do hear pings coming out from Griffin, who's pinging over towards Table at this point, which for those who don't know where Table is over in this direction. You'll see that thing in the background. It kind of's got a couple legs like a table, so pretty...
Is our in-game audio on right now?
Yes.
Okay, someone in chat was mentioning it.
Yes. It's just quiet.
Gotcha. Looks like a little Reaver Fever going on over here.
There you go. I'll make it a little louder for you. But yeah, so we're looking at it right now. We have Val, we have Griffin. They're setting up sound spikes. Oh, and the sound spike did locate him, so they know that he is around. Birds are in this direction, so they know that he's in the rear.
This is a great map for Griffin because you can really get some pretty good sound spike coverage, especially the various choke points that you see on this map.
Yeah, and they're looking to get in, and here we go. Dean's trying to push on through right now. Does he actually make it, though? And it looks like he does, in fact, make it. So he is in the dome right now, so let's take a look, and so we can see all the pretty outlines as we are engaged. Flame coming out right now, trying to see what kind of meltdown we can get. We have Griffin right now poking in with the side with the SMG. Leap smash coming in, does land on balance. He's going to take that to the face, and it does look like Dean's going to choose to mitigate at this point. However, he does not have a full loop, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, it looks like he is, instead of trying to go on the offensive here, he is trying to use this loop to the best of his power. Just slowly circling around, probably going to see the hunters split off and try and flush him out.
And there comes the pressure right there as the R finally getting through. He is just mitigating between the high and low ground as the R choosing to split up at this point, trying to get as much damage as possible and just pushing it on forward. Now we are seeing just them chipping away at the armor. They are through 4 bars at this point as tranks are in, weak points are in, mini nukes are being launched. What do you do at this point to try and lock down and make sure that they have full damage?
Honestly, with this particular dome, I think they're just going to have a tough time doing it. Otherwise, the best they could have done in that situation was just continue with the 2-2 split.
Yeah. And Dome does come down. They did not break armor, so Cat Intelligence Agency, a.k.a. nDurance, is going to have a great time pushing off towards his stage 2. However, he is not currently evolve ready, so he will have to stop and get food, which will allow Parnell to lock in on some of that distance.
I was about to say, look at Veracor here. They are really covering distance between the use of their Super Soldier there and that booster from Sunny. Plus, Veracor's always had fantastic pathing, I think.
Oh, yeah, and he did, like, that choice right there to not cut on the south region and go straight across the middle is definitely superb, and he's going to be right on top of the monster right now as he's going in, and he's going to be right on top of him, right on that evolve damage. Look at this right now, just straight on top of him, breaking right through almost all of the armor. He's at 2 rock, 2 leap, 1 flame, 1 charge, looking to see what they can do going forward, and they're going to try and boost him up, and here comes the boost coming out, trying to make sure they get the tranks, as Sunny's doing a great job on top of it. Great job, Fresh. We saw you already rocking house earlier. We'll have to see what you do in this game. Looks like it's Skull going forward at this point. We see him right now. Dynamite's trying to see if he can get out, and here comes the dome. Monster has been captured. He's inside the dome, which means it's time to fight. We're going in right now. We have a stage 2 monster with no armor versus the entire energy roster with no strikes.
Yeah, and I got mixed feelings about this dome right here. I think that, you know, it's open, but again, you have that very large cliff that's going to burn a lot of jetpack. So if Deanimate's smart, he'll try and fight them up there, make them burn jetpack to get up top of that cliff. If, of course, Deanimate's interested in fighting and not fleeing till 3.
Yeah, and it does look like they have lost the monster. The monster is very well hidden, and I won't spoil it because we are live. So I did show it to you, so if you're in the VODs, you saw what happened. If you didn't, you can probably rewind a little bit. That's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge situation right there. We'll have to see exactly who gets the lockdown at this point, as they don't know where he is. They know he's inside the dome, and here it comes down right now, and they are going to be looking to see what happens, and oh no. There you go. They did find him right there. There comes the lockdown. Trank is now used, so they have the outline, and they're going to be trying to get the boost, and now everything's chase damage, as Deanimate did an exceptional job making sure he did not take any stealth damage, or any health damage, and then that dome with no armor at the start of it.
How do you feel about Fleet till 3 versus this comp right here?
I think this comp does a great job on the pursuit and making sure that Fleet till 3 doesn't happen. They got the dome. It's just that, well, they lost sight of the monster for a brief second, and suddenly Deanimate was gone.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, you know, against a good Parnell, I find myself wanting that larger health pool. I'm less apt to engage hard against a Parnell comp early on.
It's hard to really know, right? Like, at this point, like, we're looking at this game right now, and we're seeing that the monsters right now are doing, Deanimate right now is doing a great job of keeping himself protected. Like, that stealth play last dome was a key factor in this game, and if he does win, that will be the clutch factor in why he won, was because he had no armor, and he still took 0 health damage in a dome. Like, that's insane to think about it.
Sure, but on the flip side, in a 10-minute match at stage 2, he has yet to pick up a strike either.
Oh, right. I can't show that. Whoopsies. Old habits. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so he hasn't picked up anything, but again, this is a Val Sunny Griffin, so stage 1, stage 2, like, they're looking for aggression, and they're trying to lock you down. So the strikes early game aren't as important against this heavily of a chase comp, because their stage 3 fight potential isn't as strong as, say, a damage comp or, say, a defensive comp, right? Where those strikes would be super important. In a chase comp, it's not as important because they're just going to be looking to get the lockdown. And they're trying to slow down your game. So if he's still able to get to stage 3 before the 10-minute timer starts ticking down, then he'll be in a great position, because that's one of the strengths of this comp, is making sure that the monster can't eat and can't stage up. And he's doing that right now. He's almost fully to stage 3 at this point.
Absolutely. He's doing a good job of, you know, using all of this terrain here to make them burn jetpack as they chase him and break in line of sight, trying to make sure that he's not constantly getting hit by those trank darts.
Yeah, and we're just bouncing right now between Assault and Trapper, trying to keep the lockdown. They do spot him breaking trees there in the background, so they're going to be firing off rockets, trying to keep him locked down. They do have sight now on the monster. Here comes the dome right now, thrown right up, locking out the cage, and making sure he has 0 loops going in for it right now. And we're going to be looking to see some flames come out as we are seeing a rock picked up. Goes over and conjugates, boosts him, last-second save by Fresh, taking him off to the side. And here we go, we are going right now. Swings are coming out. Harpoon's going to be put in the rear, slowing him down. Bounce is doing a great job slapping him right now. Fresh is going to get slapped city as Fresh is boosting everyone, trying to make sure everyone's up. Shield Drone's going to be keeping up. Last 2-minute timer has started. He is not stage 3, and he's going to have a hard time getting some pressure in.
Yeah, and if you look there, he's leaving that drone up for quite a bit. You know, he finally just took it out now. It can feel futile sometimes as a monster trying to squash all those drones, but it's something you really have to do in an open dome like this, where you can't really rely on pushing the hunters out of your line of sight.
Yeah.
Out of their line of sight, rather.
And Personal Shield going to be keeping Varicor healed up so he doesn't lose too much health as he ate a rock to the face. Again, last 2-minute timer at this point. It is stopped at 2 minutes, so Deanimate is going to have to get himself up to stage 3. He is almost there, and however, the R through armor at this point, so any damage at this point is health damage and is going to be permanent for the remainder of the match, despite it having stopped. Oh, and there was the little bit of a charge lock right there, so that's unfortunate. But it does look like he was still able to get away with the minimal damage considering.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have been much worse when that kicks in. And for anyone looking to avoid that, if you don't know what it is, currently there's a small bug in the game where if you try to execute a charge too quickly after a leap, you'll lock up, and that'll happen right there.
Yeah, and that just stops you right there. However, it is fixed in T9, so we are good to go. But
yes, sir.
We'll have to see what happens. The R on the pursuit. So this is what I was talking about, is it just slows down their feeding. And in a 10-minute timer, Parnell does such a great job slowing down and making sure that they're not able to get it. However, the monster, is now evolving against a Parnell who did use a Super Soldier already. So he's not going to be able to go Super Soldier face stuff, as we're looking at a 3-point rock, 3-point flame breath, 2 leap, 1 charge. And that 1 charge is purely for that shield drum.
It's great mobility, too. You know, it's an ability that I find myself using quite frequently just to put distance between myself and the hunters quickly.
Yeah, and we're looking at it right now, the R crossing the map. And right now, the interesting choice is that they're choosing not to go to relay, and they're choosing to keep applying pressure in order to keep the timer ticking. So right now, the timer was stopped, but it is going to start ticking down in just a moment. And let's see, let's take a look at the current time right now. It's ticking down. It has 1:40, and it's going to be slowly ticking down and going on forward. So, hey, match time right now is 10:10. Timer is still clocking down, and it doesn't look like they are setting up at this point.
Yeah, and then again, we're seeing a real popular spot to set up over there. There's a lot of great areas for the hunters to pillar hump or to, kind of go up and down different vertical terrain.
Yeah, and he did set up the sound spike, so they're going to know when Deanimate comes in. Even if he does try and do some sneaky-deaky stuff, he won't be able to lock in that distance. Rockets being fired out, trying to see if they can get a lockdown. Monster is getting ready to engage. Here we go. And we have it. Here comes the swipes and rocks. Everything's being tossed over. It does go straight for that shield drone. Removes it immediately with that rock throw. Going straight in. Does take out another one and going straight forward. Who does he choose to choose the target first? That's really the question at this point. Heavy swipe coming in. Does go after. Does swing back and go straight for Fresh. Harpoon going to be stopping him just before he reaches over at Fresh. And he's going to be trying to get those swipes forward. Not quite able to get it. Conjugates is just going to be leaping right on down. Leap to the face, though. Barely dodges it. Conjugates on the high ground. Does take a rock, though, in retaliation for dodging that leap. But hey, it's just a game. You no need to get upset like that.
Two Balance has been on point with these harpoons. That's the 4th time now in this engagement they've managed to stop them.
Yep, and down goes Conjugates, finally, due to the flame. Now we're looking at Varicor. Varicor's on the low ground, trying to get as much damage as possible, and Shield Drone is doing a great job keeping the team alive. He is choosing to focus down the medic and just melt down Conjugates. Wants to start up and get his strike momentum. However, he is going to disengage quickly, try and grab some quick food, and then re-engage before that dropship timer ticks down even more. So let's just tick that down and hide that away.
It's an interesting choice to finish off down people because it's always tough in the quick shot because if you finish them off, you're starting that dropship timer. But the dropship timer is really quick, so sometimes you almost want to let them bleed out to give yourself a little extra time, but then you run the risk of them getting picked up. So it may make some real tough choices.
Oh, I like this. I like this. Who's being hunted now? Who's being hunted now as the Hunter team is now running, trying to mitigate and get themselves protected to buy time for that dropship. Rockets picked up, does hit Balanced right in the face, who's going to be slowly burned to death by the flame because they do not have a medic at this point, and he's going to get melted. Down he goes. Varicor is right now getting low as well. Fresh did cloak and run at this point, so here comes the stealth pound. It's going to be able to get that and immediately breaks it, but it's just not enough. Fresh, however, did disengage. Timer is at 16 seconds on the dropship, 12, 13-ish now, maybe 10, yeah, 11. 10. Looking for Fresh. He does see him. Timer is going to be starting to tick, though, in a second. If he's not careful, he needs to start combat damage on him. Will he be able to get it? And there comes the flame. There starts the timer. Timer does not actually restart. Balanced is right now respawning in the dropship. So is Conjugates and Varicor, and that means they no longer have Fresh for the next engagement. So he's going to be finishing off the body, getting some quick armor, and re-engaging as soon as they drop.
And this should be a significant advantage. I mean, the Fresh was really on point keeping those drones out in that last engagement, so not having to deal with them, I think, will be a big...
And his boosting was so good.
Yes, absolutely. That in conjunction with two balanced harpoons that were consistently jammed up Deanimate's butt here, I think it'll make his life a lot easier, this engagement.
Harpoon coming in to keep him off Conjugates. Does actually stop him from just being able to reach him with that leap smash. Flame having to be used on Conjugates, trying to lock it down. Here comes a heavy swipes on 2. Going for Conjugates. Rockets picked up, thrown over, knocks Conjugates with an air shot with a holy Mackinac coming right on through. We are looking at Balance getting melted in the corner. Flames being through melting. However, Veracor is trying to see what he can do. Goes for the pickup on Conju. Will he be able to get it? Rockets picked up. Goes on and does actually stop the pickup, which is key at this point. Charge is going in. Veracor does have to burn his personal shield, and Balance is trying to pull him off. And Dome is now thrown, and the medic is on the inside. Oh, no.
Yeah, you could tell they were trying to throw that to buy them a little extra time to pick them up there, but it did work in giving Veracor a chance to run if they want to, really extend this engagement here.
And looking at Balance right now, he's right now hiding down in the corner, trying to see what he can get. Oh no, he can't actually get him. Oh, there's the burn. He's barely able to reach him. It is in fact a God Dome, which is actually one that I haven't seen in a long time. So we'll have to see what happens.
Well,
he's looking for it, and it's just going to be able to tick down the timer at this point, looking for a rock through the ground. Oh! Oh, my God!
oh, he's having none of that.
Deanimate! Oh, my God. I just creamed a little.
That was great. That was great. Just blasted him right through the ground right there.
I just creamed a little. Oh, my goodness. So he's going straight for the relay. Oh, my God. I got the hot sweats right now. Woo! So he did actually leave the body alive, which means that he's not going to be on the dropship, so he's going to be finishing it off, eat the body, and starting the next dropship timer. That's going to actually be a delayed one. It's going to have about 1:45 left. 50 seconds left on the timer as we're looking at it right now. Veracor is off in the distance as Deanimate's just keeping that timer stopped by hitting the relay at this point. And that's exactly what you need to do as a monster when you're at this point and you don't know where they are. Just keep that timer stopped by going for the relay.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, Deanimate's looking really good right now. He's only, 3 bars of health and a little bit of a fourth there. And look at all those strikes racked up on the Hunter side. Outside of a loss due to time, I think he's looking pretty good.
So, we're at a loss of time, going to be pressuring him. We're seeing what he can get. I think he's just trying to find out where they are. There they are. He has found them. So he's going to be going in right now. It is just going to be Veracor, Conju, and Fresh at this point, trying to see what they can grab. Timer's going to be stopped. He is base, essentially full armor at this point. So we're going to have to see what happens. Odds right now are 76% in favor, but we know that's not necessarily true. Rockets picked up, thrown over to Fresh. Does actually get him with just an AoE. Does have to burn his cloak. Charge being used to get a little bit extra damage. Swipe coming in, trying to see if he can lock down Fresh, who is invisible. Trying to get locked down. Shield drone's now gone. Here comes the leap. Veracor does not have his personal shield anymore. One of them needs to shoot him off him. There it comes. Charge can be used. Here comes the rock for the home run. Does come in, just barely clips the AoE, doesn't quite get the home run on it, but down goes Veracor anyway.
One thing you'll notice he's bringing a lot of pressure on the assault to try and mitigate the damage. I mean, it's tough to shoot when you're flailing around, getting knocked around the entire time.
Ooh, this is key right now. If he's able to finish off Fresh right now, that could be the end of it. Down he goes. It's just down the Conjugates. Conjugates is 15 seconds. He needs to roach and keep himself alive. If he does so, his team will actually be able to respawn yet again in QuickShot. So we'll be able to bring it on forward, but it's right now down to Conjugates. He does get stealth mats. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he made it! He made it! What is happening?
Yep. I mean, hey, we've seen this happen before where a Hunter team has turned it around essentially by death by 1,000 cuts, with a constant rotation, but looks like he's going to be able to get the relay down and take that win.
Oh, and down, Deanimate just took the relay, got the victory, and that makes it currently a 2-1 in favor of NDG versus Team Horse Toast. We'll have to see what happens, but oh my goodness, that game was crazy.
It was. It's one of the things that I like about QuickShot. You get those really ferocious games when it comes down to that final engagement where it's just a nonstop stream of, respawning Hunters, and it's up to the monster to try and wipe the board as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm. And he definitely did a great job of that as he gained strike momentum stage 3. And as I stated, throughout that game, is that second dome where he took 0 health damage, with no armor, he did not have the health for that at the end. If he survived, he still took a good amount. If they applied that pressure at that point and were able to get health damage, it could have changed how the rest of the game went. But alas, he was able to get those strikes and move himself forward in the game.
Absolutely. He finished off with a pretty good health pool there. And you know, in his case, being able to fleet till 3, well, not fleet till 3. I mean, he did get domed a few times and everything, but you know, in his case, being able to get stage 3 against that kind of a chase comp is an achievement all in itself.
So in the meantime, that's it. That's all for this round. We are at the end of round 3. We're going into match 4 of the series. So that means it's time for us to do a quick fading out for the sake of editing. If you're in the YouTube playlist, go to the next video and you get to watch more of SuperBadJuju and myself. If you haven't checked them out, his links will be in the doobly-doo. If you want to go to the next video and playlist, go ahead. If you're watching live, then just stay tuned and just chill out, relax. It's all good. We'll see you guys in a bit. Fading out now, and bye-bye.